Hello guys, welcome to another edition of Rage Against the Dice. As you can see, we're back in the Old West. We're revisiting the town of Blackrock. I believe that's what we called it. I'm just going to check with Liam.
Yes.
Yes.
I think it was Blackrock, because it was Blackrock it was the old one, Broken Rock.
Yes, the old one was Broken Rock, and this is Blackrock, a completely separate town. Yes, so you may have seen the first video, and if not, why not? Because it was myself and my beautiful posse that still have not got an outlaw name yet because they cobbled together just to rescue a friend. They're still figuring out some junk. You know how it is. It's hard picking a name. When we came up with our channel, it was the first name I came up with. I then thought about 20 others and went, no, actually that first one was way better. And I didn't clearly steal it from one of my favourite bands at all.
See, I had the opposite problem when doing my posse. Because I had a name,
yes,
I just had to try and fit them in, to a posse. So I had, straight away, Old West, Lady Evangeline's House of Negotiable Affections, also known as the Armadillo Ranch.
Yes.
Straight away I had that. It was then finding a posse that, not a posse, a faction that would fit those models.
Yes.
Or fit that theme.
So last game, as I said, you should have watched. If you haven't, you definitely need to, because this is a continuing campaign. It was my outlaws went to rescue a friend, and they killed the local law enforcement, which was played by yourself.
Pretty much down to the man, and then the sheriff and these one deputy and one vigilante ran to the hills.
Yes.
And were never seen again.
And have never been seen again. I'm hoping they were eaten by cannibals because they deserved it. So, in the wake of that, Vince's ladies have very, very ill repute.
How dare you? They're white doves. They're absolutely classy whores.
They are classy whores. They have stepped up and they have actually taken over the law enforcement of the town. However, knowing that there is an outlaw gang on the rise who are causing a little bit of trouble, it's caused the Rangers to actually come across the town as well. So this isn't going to be a game featuring myself. I'm obviously going to be here with my smart mouth and quick wit. I have neither of those. I have
a mouth
and
some wit.
And some wit. I believe half a wit is the general measurement. Yes. So I will be here, but the game is actually Vince's posse against Liam's posse. It is a straight shootout. So you're going to be coming on 6 inches at either table edge, and in a minute we're going to go to the cards and we're going to cut the deck to see where that is, and no doubt we're going to get, was it the 2 of spades over and over again?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, the practice game we had, how many times did I get the Queen of Hearts?
Oh, he was all about the Queen of Hearts, which actually kind of fits with your posse. So
at the certainly made some tarts.
This is true. At the moment, everybody's using my models, but I think for the most part, they are using models that we have ordered for
with the exception of one of mine.
Yes, which we hope dies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. He is going to be known as the Human Shield.
If not, he's going to be taken out the back of the Armadillo Ranch and shot when my models turn up.
I've watched old westerns, TV series. Casting between seasons is not uncommon.
Casting between episodes is not uncommon.
Very, very true.
Excuse me when I go and change.
Yes. And yours, are you using the models that you have ordered?
As close as I can, yes.
Yeah, they're just dusty old guys
because the ones I've ordered are proper kind of Pinkerton-esque.
Much more Pinkerton-esque.
Yeah, so they've kind of all got dusters and bowler hats and...
Yeah, so yours are Pinkertons, but you're using the Texas Ranger list out of the Frontier book.
Frontier book, yeah.
And yours are, obviously, as I said, ladies of...
Negotiable affections.
Indeed. Classy whores. And you're using the...
Lawmen from the core book.
You're using the lawmen for the core book. And as I said, mine are outlaws, and they're just straight from the core book. So we are seeing a very sort of widespread difference in the lists. I know at the moment Sparks is toying with his lists.
Yeah.
And it could be anything as things stand, from Mexicans to natives... Cavalry as well, yeah.
Models.
I believe...
Alan will play whatever we make him play.
Yes, and he's probably going to play as cowboys because they're as generic as they come. And he can...
Just like Alan.
Indeed.
Oh, leave Alan alone. He need to defend himself.
He would say it himself.
He would. It's his Tinder bio. I mean, he doesn't have a Tinder, Ben. He doesn't, or a grinder, or any of those other...
Growler, scruff.
Yes. Okay. I wonder what the Old West would have. I suppose it would just be a notice board, wouldn't it? It's just a crudely drawn sketch. Wanted. Then like a winky face, obviously. Because they would have had emojis back then.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. But yeah, so Nate's the only one who hasn't taken to the Old West yet, but we're going to work on him. Bless him. And I think even my dad's getting involved, and he's got lawmen from a separate town who seem to have a grudge against one or more posses.
But here's the question. Have the builders of this town made it big enough for the both of us?
Everybody knows that the Old West, the only problems with it was that the planning was really bad. None of their towns were ever big enough for 2 people. Or at least 2 guys.
Horses.
Yes, definitely not for 2 horses. But anyway, I think what we'll do is we'll go to the cutting of the cards, and then as you guys are setting up your models, you can talk through what each model is, and that seems like the best way. So we'll be back in a second, guys. We're going to try and use a dice tray and such for this, so you guys can actually see what we're rolling, so I'm going to have to stop cheating when I'm playing. So that'll be a nice
Unfortunately,
change.
you can't count higher than 3, Kev, so...
I know, but I've taken my shoes and socks off, so it's fine. I can use my toes.
Okay.
Of which I've got 3, so that balances out. 3 on the dice, 3 on my feet. We're sorted. Anyway, back in the sun, guys. So, here we have a deck of cards. There's nothing weird or unusual about said deck of cards. They were the cheapest deck of cards you could buy on Amazon. So cheap, in fact.
I have a question.
Yes.
Have you taken the Joker out of this pack?
I have taken both Jokers out of this pack.
Because you didn't last time, you just took one out, now then I got the other one.
Surprise! So, as Vince is the one who hasn't played yet, he's going to cut first. His hand will look different to Liam's in the fact that it's a different hand.
This is my hand.
That is his hand. So, we're going to cut the deck and he's going to show the camera, but he's not going to show Liam.
Oh. I'm going to have to use my other hand for that then.
So, it will be similar, but different. Right. So...
Hope that wasn't too quick.
No, we got that. I got that.
Just to the bishop.
Now, Liam, you're going to cut yours. Right.
God damn.
So, yes.
Two of spades.
It is the 2 of spades again. I swear to God, we haven't done 7 takes of this. And Vince got the 4 of spades, I believe.
Yeah, I was like, rubbish at this.
So, Vince gets to pick who sets up first in this specific mission and which side they choose. It will be the same.
Yeah.
So, do you want to set up first and choose sides, or do you want Liam to choose sides and such?
I think I will choose sides and set up first.
Perfect. So we'll go back to the main tripod so you can actually see people set up. And as I said, we'll talk through what you've got and what they're armed with as we're setting them out. We're going to use tokens for this. We're going to use red tokens as fame. We're going to use blue tokens as fortune. We have reload tokens, and then we have little crosses that we're using as shotgun ones because they differ. Unlike the first game, we're actually going to play with the proper rules, which means if people get shot at, but they don't get wounded, they're going to have to roll to see whether they duck in cover, which is something we didn't play last time because none of the other videos online add that as a proper rule. So we just assumed it wasn't a proper rule until we actually read the rule book again for the first time in gosh knows how long.
Spent absolutely ages on Sunday trying to figure out what a missile weapon was.
Yes, because it mentions it once through the rules in that specific one. It doesn't call shooting missile fire, but it never again mentions missile fire, so we've taken it to assume that it means all shooting because, yeah. And if it doesn't, what do we care? Games Workshop stopped making this game years ago.
Yeah, these are the rules we're following, so stuff you all.
Yes. As long as we stick to the same one each time, I think it's fine. But yeah, and instead of lying models down, because they're vaguely decently painted and they're resin so they'll chip, we're going to put little tokens at them to say that they've been knocked down for when they dive into cover. But yeah, we'll go to the main table and Vince can choose his side and set up. So there was negotiating, there was pondering, and Vince has chosen his side, and being that he's the kind of guy he is, he's chosen it purely thematic.
I have, yes. The Armadillo Ranch is here.
Yes.
I don't know if you can see that on the
You
camera.
can,
I'm
absolutely you
gesturing
can.
to the Armadillo House.
You are.
Ranch, sorry. So because the Armadillo Ranch is here, it makes sense that my guys would start on this side of the board.
It does. So because you've done that, you are going to set up first.
I am indeed.
And you can set up within 6 inches. As you're setting up each model, you're going to talk us through what they are.
I am.
I'm going to be in control of the camera, so I'm going to try and get in close to the action. So when Liam and I played, the camera was very high up. Wasn't fun. We're going to catch some action.
I'm going to start off with my leader.
Yes?
I'm going to put them down in order, to be fair.
Yep,
so
works
it
for
makes it
me.
easier. I don't know if I'm in shot.
You're perfectly in shot.
This is Evangeline Lilly,
Bless
Lady
her.
Evangeline of the House of Negotiable Affections,
Indeed.
who is going to be nice and here.
Perfect. And she's armed with?
She is
Nice
armed
and
with
here.
2 6 guns and a hand weapon.
Yep. And fame and fortune wise, she gets.
1 fame and 2 fortune.
So there's your tokens, sir. You can keep them on the model or keep them on the card or on your list, whichever's easiest for you.
I'll keep them on near my piece of paper.
I like your style. I like your style. And she also has 2 wounds. Is that correct?
She does have 2 wounds.
So she can have 2 wound tokens. I said this is just purely for bookkeeping purposes. You can do it on the sheets if you've got your actual roster sheet, but because it doesn't pick up very well on the camera, we're using tokens for that reason.
And I've just written it out on a piece of paper like some sort of deranged scribbling lunatic.
I will stress he does have a list. He's just left it at home. It happens.
And my rules are at home, so I'm just going to make it up as I go along, I think.
I like your style. That's how most of the YouTube channels
It's a
do
dead
it.
game, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Next up is
Yep. You're still in shot.
that's May Beard. She's a deputy. She's been deputised.
She doesn't have a
She
beard.
has a repeating rifle and a hand weapon.
Nice.
Although, to be fair, every time I've used that so far, the hand weapon's been pretty pointless, so I'm pondering maybe swapping that out, but to another model.
Yes.
Because once it's bought, you can swap them without.
Yeah, you can throw it in your stash.
Yep. Next up is Sally Sunrise.
Yep.
Is she?
Yeah, she's in.
She's armed with a shotgun.
Is that a normal shotgun?
It is a normal shotgun
It's a
because
normal
as
shotgun.
a deputy, you cannot take a sawn-off shotgun
You cannot.
because that's a bit
Yeah.
not very respectable.
This is very true.
And
This
there are
is,
ladies who are very respectable.
so I've heard. And now that's all your hero
That
characters.
is all of my hero characters set up.
So they each have a fortune, is that
They
correct?
each have 1 fortune.
So there's your 2 tokens, 1 for each of them, and they only have 1 wound.
Yeah, they only have 1 wound and they only have 1 fortune and they do not get any fame.
They do not, although they can earn fame with their, well,
So
you know
next
how they
up,
do.
Oh, yeah.
moving on to my henchman,
Yes, yes, yes.
we have my vigilante here, who is Molly May Cooper.
I like
Molly
her
May with a
style.
hyphen.
I like it. I like it.
She is armed with a 6 gun and a hand weapon. And she's going to be a little bit further back because that's too far forward, Vince. Naughty.
Look at him. Cheating. Like some sort of cheater.
Playing for advantage. I mean,
She
Indeed.
only has 1 wound. She's got 6 gun hand weapon. I can't remember if I've said that. I think I did though.
you did, but that's okay. It's better to say it twice than not at all, I think, anyway.
We have Theodore Lawson.
He looks like Prospector Pete.
He does. That's why I like him. Now and again, he comes down from the mountains to avail himself of the facilitoires at the Armadillo House.
As he should.
He is an upstanding citizen.
I've always thought that about him.
He's got a sawed-off shotgun and a hand weapon.
Aye, it seems fair.
We've got Sam Olsen.
Who may or may not get killed off as this story progresses.
Hopefully does. He also has a sawed-off shotgun, but does not have a hand weapon because I ran out of dollars.
It's a very good reason to not have the hand weapon. I'm sure you'll agree.
So he's pretty much going to be in a position where he gets shot a lot.
Yes.
And then the good Reverend himself, Reverend Ernest Hardcastle, who is armed with a sawed-off shotgun and a hand weapon. In this case, a large cross that he's going to bash someone's brain in with.
I like it. It's very Old West.
And he's, whilst constantly belittling the ladies of negotiable affection as hooers and Jezebels and painted floozies, is going to be near Evangeline to protect that honour
Yes, of course.
with his sawed-off shotgun.
Now, as it goes across, that's your posse.
That is my posse.
It's brilliant. You've got character to them. You've got names and stuff. And as we progress, we're going to learn more about them. Not too much, I hope. Although, I hope to visit them a little bit. Now, you have you named yours yet?
Yes.
Of course he has. Of course he has. It's only me who's not. Yeah. I'm going to arrange a campaign, but I'm not going to think to name my characters. Everyone else obviously knows how to play a story-based campaign.
Yes. I found a handy app on the interweb called Cowboy Names, and I generated 6 cowboy names.
I like your style. I may or may not have done that with Native Americans for my Native American.
That's what I did for the names of mine, apart from Evangeline.
Yes. So, we'll do exactly the same. As you set them up, we're going to set them up. I didn't phrase that with words. You know what I mean. As you set them up, you're going to tell me what each thing is.
Yep.
You're coming on from the opposite side, also 6 inches on. Can you reach that with your tentacles?
Yes.
I hate having to edit those out, by the way.
I know, it's... At least they're green, though, so the green's green.
This is true. This is true. It's just he complains about the hand I've chosen to give him. I've chose it, and now I have to use the same hand, or people are going to notice the inconsistencies.
Tough. You should take my feelings into account.
I mean, to be fair, though, he doesn't complain as much as the hospital did when you took the hand.
That is a fair point, actually.
So,
That poor nurse didn't know what happened.
this is my US Marshal.
Yes.
He's in focus.
Now, fully focused.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't know what these are about, so you're going to have to tell me wounds, fortune, etc.
So, this is my... he has 2 wounds.
He has 2 wounds. I figured that might be the thing.
And he has 1 fame and 1 fortune. And he is my Marshal Bishop.
Yep, and he is armed with...
He is armed with a hand weapon and 2 6 guns.
Perfect. I shall hand in your tokens. You can
Yeah,
hand
so-
them back at the end.
I'm going to eat mine.
That's fair dues. Oh, no. It's like when we were playing Burrows and Badgers all over again. It's like...
We went through so many Skittles.
Yeah, we did.
I then have Norman Ramsey,
Yes.
who is a ranger.
And Rangers...
So rangers start with 1 wound and they have 1 fortune.
Cool. And fortune was the blue ones, as I recall.
Yep.
Yep.
And he's armed with a hand weapon and 2 6 guns.
Yes, because you've learned by doing that hand weapons are pretty good.
Yes.
And this is something that gets brought up a lot. The reason for 2 pistols when you don't have any of the skills yet is because you can fan one and then fan the other, and then you only have to reload them.
Also, if you roll a 1, your gun misfires, so you have to clean the gun. So
Yes.
it's handy having the other gun, so in the next shooting phase, you can shoot it still.
This is true.
And then my last deputy ranger is Edgar Burnett.
I like his
And
style.
that's him. And he's armed with hand weapon, repeating rifle, and 1 6 gun. And he has 1. Thank you. I shall put him this side.
He is over the other side of the building. You'll just have to take with my word for it, internet. Actually, you can see the tentacle / superimposed hand.
I mean, it still looks very lively, that hand. Sorry, lifelike is the word I meant, not
Yes.
lively.
It is definitely no longer lively.
And then my next 3 are all the same. These are all rangers. So you got your leader, your ranger captain, your deputy rangers, and then these are just generic rangers.
Yes.
And I have Joe Flores.
I like him.
That's this guy here. And he's armed
He
with
he sounds exotic.
He has
He
a
does.
hand weapon and a heavy pistol.
He is wearing a majestic blue duster as well.
Sounds like he comes from of Mexican descent. With a
Mexico.
surname like Flores.
That's true, actually. I may need to look into his parentage. But not today.
No.
I then have my next ranger, who is Lester Half. And he's armed with a hand weapon and 2 6 guns.
Cool.
I'm gonna put him there.
I like
If
it.
it's less than half, my girls aren't interested.
This is true. This is true.
And then my last guy is Wilson Stanford.
Yes.
He's a ranger armed with a hand weapon, 2 6 guns, and a shotgun. And that's
He
him.
has all the weapons.
Sorry. Point of order. That is an illegal build.
How?
You can have a maximum of 2 ranged weapons and 2 hand weapons. He's got 2 6 guns and a shotgun. That's 3 ranged weapons.
I thought you could have...
No, we clarified it on the group chat because Sparks had said you couldn't have 3 of the same type. Like you couldn't have 3 from the same section.
Yeah.
And when I've read the rules and pointed out, it's actually you can't have 3 ranged weapons and you can't have 3 combat
I
weapons.
think I've got it confused with Tombstone, because obviously we've been recently reading that, and you can have a 2-handed weapon, 2
100 weapons.
1-handed weapons, and as many just hand weapons as you like.
Sorry,
We're going to take a very short break while we consult the tomes, and then we shall be back. So, internet, we have come to a decision. Now I know you're waiting on waiting with bated breath, waiting on bated breath. Both. It's both for this occasion. And for you guys, it's only been mere seconds, but for us, it's been a 3-day debate.
It has. Kev locked the doors, he wouldn't let us out.
I know, we're pretty stinky.
Williams had to pee in the corner.
I know, I didn't even
he did that when he first arrived as well.
I didn't even lock the bathroom door, he didn't have to. But I think it was just in protest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
I've left a dirty protest somewhere for you to find.
I like it. It'll be something me and the kids do later. But yes, so it is right in the rulings. We did check and we had been getting this and Tombstone confused. That's what happens when you read 2 Old West rule books at the same time. It is 2 shooting weapons and 2 hand weapons, like fighting weapons. So Liam has just dropped one of the pistols and has cashed himself $5.
Yep.
Which he'll save.
5
for you.
Yeah.
6 for me.
It's a sly old moose.
It's because the US government is giving me the guns.
They're subsidising.
Yeah, subsidising. Government subsidies on those weapons.
So yeah, other than that...
Goddamn NRA.
Took it off a hinging.
Oh, this is going to cause a debate in the comments. Actually, we don't get really many gun nuts that I know of anyway. Yeah, in the Old West, guns were good. Woo! In real life, guns are stupid. Stop shooting kids.
Guns kill people.
Yeah, they do. People help, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bang! Yeah.
Bang, you're dead.
But anyway, so we have discussed some rules. We have spent 3 days not showering or eating. And we have peed in varying parts of my home.
Not just peed.
Not just peed. I think it's time for us to ponder our lives and we'll go to the cut. So I shall meet you down at the deck. So here we have a deck. It's the same deck as before. Yes, the jokers are removed. I've put one back in. So you cut last time, so we're going to go to Cthulhu then. He's going to cut this time. Show the camera. Keep it to yourself. No, you keep your deck.
Do we just take the card out or?
No.
Okay.
We'll cut it like a proper deck would be cut. Right, so you have both revealed your cards and we know that it's a queen against a 3. So you have the drop.
I'm sure William's more than a 3.
He's a 7 with that big.
I'm definitely a queen.
Definitely. So we're going to go to the top. As we're going through it, I'll kind of talk us through the rules as I did in the first game. By game 3 or 4, I'm going to assume that the people watching know the rules and I'm going to stop explaining what we're doing as we're doing it. So for this, Liam's going to move all his models. I'm still going to keep the camera on a wide angle so you guys can see the beautiful town. And the fact that people are starting to paint it now, obviously in game terms. Poor little townsfolk. In reality, it's just me and my tiny little brush. But anyway, get it moving. A hooping and a hollering.
So, I'm going to move all my guys.
So everybody moves 6 inches, unless you're a mule or a horse. Of which none of us are a mule or a horse.
So he's going to move to there.
I do hope horses come into the campaign, though. Because I've got the models for it. I need more models with horses.
He's going to move to there.
See, my problem is real ladies ride side saddle.
Yeah, they do.
So mine aren't.
Yeah. I figure for models like that, because there is no mounted equivalent, we will just use the horses that are unmounted models and put the model next to it. Yeah. Because, as I said, I'm not chopping up really pretty models like that and trying to
there you go. I've done all
sculpt
my
them
movement.
around. So now we're going to go across to Vince, who obviously is going to move his models as well.
Mm-hmm. So, let's start with 3 forward.
Yep.
1 along. And then forward 2. Now, we said stairs are just your normal movement.
Yes. Same as ladders are, and those stairs are specifically designed so you can balance on them.
Clips into there.
And I'll zoom across so you guys can see. There you go. We'll see it better as the game progresses.
Not that she's going up to a balcony to shoot at people.
Definitely not.
From a vantage point. She totally is.
The fact that Liam didn't position himself in a tower surprises me.
Well, the tower's all the way over there. His guys are all the way over here.
I know, but you could bait him. I
had no really long distance shooters apart from me repeater rifle.
If you've got a really well stacked coin purse, they'll come to you. So yes, so as I was mentioning before, when we ran through the start of it, in this particular one, Vince's models, as he's moving them, I'll talk through it. So Vince's models have taken up the law because there is no law anymore in this town. And these Pinkerton / Texas Ranger types have come in basically to exert their authority and claim the bounty on my outlaws for breaking out Sophia. I did name my models, didn't I? I just hadn't named the gang.
Yeah, the gang didn't have a name.
Because there's a story and such behind them, which will all be revealed. It's not mysterious. I'm still crafting it.
He's going to go and hide under the stairs.
Yep.
For a bit of tasty cover.
Don't forget, there's a water trough now there for the horses. For the horses.
It's a bathtub.
It was at one time or another. It's now been
Unless
put
you
outside.
wash it, you're not coming in.
Indeed.
Your feet, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, I mean, let's not get crazy. It is the Old West. They did like a tan. Oh, I visualized it. This is the problem with being a creative type. Your brain visualizes the horrific things we say.
Taste of cheese and onion crisps. That's me all moved.
I'll never eat a quaver again.
That's your measuring thing, sorry.
Yes.
So that one guy.
You gave it to me though.
I didn't. You picked it up.
Did I?
Yes.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let's not argue about who's about to kill who.
Yeah.
So, is there any shooting? Obviously, Liam has the drop, so he would decide first. I'm assuming anything with the range to shoot has moved full and cannot. Although 6 shooters have got a 10-inch range, so...
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone's in range, I don't think.
So then we'd move over. You, pre-measuring is allowed at any time.
No, he's too far out.
And thus we know that at that side, Vince is also not shooting back.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you have no shooting either?
Nope.
There is clearly no combat. So, as we were saying in our previous video, which Vince missed, one bumbling mistake from Alan when we went to say go and have lunch, and he said lunge. We're going to take a lunch break. Back in a second. So we are back. We're in a set of cards. We've established during our lunges that Alan is a moron. He's also an adorable angel, and if anybody in the comments says anything bad about him other than Alan, I'll probably just leave a sarky little emoji. That's pretty much all I can do. It's the internet where we have anonymity. But it's Vince's turn to cut first, because Liam did it last time. I forgot your name for a second there, Liam. Sorry.
Son of a mongoose.
Come on, 2 of spades. 2 of spades. You are kidding me. It is genuinely the 2 of spades.
Oh my god, I'll beat you with a 3.
And Vince won with a 3. So we're going to go straight to the table, and obviously Vince has the drop. So Vince has got the drop, and no one is transitioning. Don't get angry at us conservative followers. We're inclusive.
So, she's going to go up to that balcony,
balcony,
which is nice and handy. It's a handy 3-inch movement to get up onto the balcony.
It's as if it was meant to be.
Which means that she can still shoot when she gets there. He is going to...
You know what? I'm not usually the kind of armchair gamer, but I would suggest maybe going into cover.
He's going to rush to that banister so that he can get a bit of protection. Not much, but it's better than nothing.
And I shall let you people see. We'll go closer. Not too close. We'll go further away. I'm just giving them spectacle now. They don't deserve it. Sorry, internet guys, you don't.
This building's always in the way.
Yeah, it is.
It really always is.
It's fine for me and my tiny little hands.
Yeah, but when you've got like massive paws like me.
Or tentacles.
Like Liam.
Yeah.
Tentacles are handy though, because they get round things.
And the suction cups.
This is really handy.
She is going to move a nice...
You know what isn't handy?
3 to there.
Editing out the noise.
Oh, you love that noise?
I love it personally, but you have to edit out of every video. Every frame.
He's going to move 6 to there.
Yeah, he is. Oh, I thought I was going to destroy Water Tower.
Like some sort of gold rush running forwards.
Gold!
Sitting on a gold mine!
Now just going wherever Liam stands just to irritate him. He's like, I hate that
She
tripod.
is going to go 4 forward and 2 along to stand there with some nice building as cover.
The old 4 and 2, as it's known. I think maybe our next game, whichever of you outriders or law types decides to come and hunt down my posse, I think we might do it in the desert. I feel that,
Yeah, with a little gang hideout.
yeah, I feel nice rocky mountains and stuff would be nice.
And then he's just going to 5 forward and 1 along the wall.
I wonder if seasonally we might end up in snow at some point.
That could be interesting.
Was there a lot of snow in the Old West?
Depends whereabouts in America, but yeah, surprisingly so.
If it's an armadillo ranch, then we're pretty close to the Mexican
Oh yeah,
border.
definitely with this specific story arc, we won't be, because we are definitely very, very close.
That is me having moved.
Look how deserty it all
But
is.
if your guys go further afield and try to outrun the law,
Like the girly cowards they are.
Well, I intend to fight the law, but in my experience, the law do tend to win.
Yeah.
The Clash taught me this.
so I'm going to move this guy first.
He is.
He is going to move.
Oh, we might see him pass between buildings.
He's going to move 3 to here.
He stopped. We can get in.
And this guy is also going to move 3.
Don't stand in a tear shape.
No, he's splitting up,
To there.
but it's not looking good for Sam there.
That's the one.
It's the one who wanted to die. I mean,
Yeah.
He's going to move to there.
Nice.
My marshal is going to move.
I like
Over
when it gets
there, and then
into
onto
the centre
there.
of the table because I can zoom in. It's-
He is going to move.
All
4
very
to there,
autistic.
And then across to there. And then he is going to move 6 and get to there.
Yeah, he is. So everybody has moved,
Everyone has moved.
and we are now moving on to my favourite phase, which is the shoosting phase. Shoost. Obviously, Vince with his mighty 3 has the drop.
yeah.
So he gets to do his shoosting first. Now we are going to be going back and forth between the table and the dice tray because I don't like to make anything simple. But let's do this, as they say.
So my very first shot is going to be Sally Sunrise with her shotgun,
Yes.
who is here.
Now that's a standard shotgun.
That is a standard
So
shotgun.
it will unload one of its barrels.
Yep.
Now, if it's within half range, which it clearly is, that's a strength 5, I believe. Well, actually, no, because that's your person you're
Yeah,
shooting.
that's
in.
my person. I'm not
Yeah.
shooting my person.
Sorry, I'm playing as outlaws. I'm just generally used to shooting my own people in the back.
That is that just or in or just out?
Just out.
Just out.
Yes.
So it is only strength 3 then.
3s against 3s here, hitting on 4s. Right, so let's go to the dice.
So, are we back? So I'm hitting on 4s with my shotgun.
Yep. And it hits on a 4.
Yep, that is a 4.
Perfect.
It is strength 3 versus grit of 4. So that's 5s.
That's 5s. Dun dun dun. Oh, but that's a 6, which also means
Critical!
it's a critical. So a critical does D3, so let's roll that D3.
Just the 1.
So for anyone who doesn't know how a D3 works, where have you been hiding? But a 1 and a 2 is a 1, a 3 and a 4 is a 2, and a 5 and a 6, by definition, is a 3. So that's just 1. Now, does your chap or chapette? I don't gender.
He does... Oh, we forgot to roll because of cover as well.
Yes.
So
Oh.
1 to 3 is the building, 4 to 6 is the boss guy. That's the boss guy.
So it's the boss guy. It was a 6. So I think that negates any argument of, well, that 6 would have been the cover. Not that you would have made, but the internet would have made. I'm sorry, internet, and I know I'm slagging you off, but you would have.
A lot of you have given yourselves a bad name and it's your own fault. No one
Yes.
to blame but yourself.
I mean, I love you
Yourselves
all.
down.
You like, you comment, you subscribe, and I adore you. But you can be a little bit, well, I think you'll find. So yeah, you've brought on yourself. But does he have any fortune is really where I was going with that
He
one.
does have 1 fortune.
I'm assuming you're going to spend that fortune.
It is not his last wound, so he
Oh,
cannot.
is that your actual ranging
Yes, that's my cap.
McRangerdon? So hand back one of your tiers, Medeas, and we will go to the main gaming
it's more
board. So we are back, and we've had another 3-day debate, and we've decided it's definitely more of a blood drop than a tear. I mean, admittedly, it's a blood token, so we shouldn't have really needed to take 3 days, but we did. Liam and I had opposing views, and we discussed it like gentlemen, and there was more defecating. Let's not speak of it. You do get a token.
I could not help myself, I'm sorry.
It's okay, I don't judge. So yes, and we're putting that on the model so that you guys can see it.
She has shot one of her shotgun blasts.
Indeed, she has 2 barrels, because don't we all? And now it is your next model, because you shoot with everything, and then he shoots with everything, and then...
So models that can shoot are somewhat limited.
Yes.
I need to check range, and I put a tape measure down and Kev moved it so that I couldn't reach it again.
But then there's another one there.
One.
But that's a good one.
It's advertising.
That one is. It has Bot Wars written on the side of it, which is a game.
I'm left-handed, I didn't see that.
All right. I like the name Bot Wars because it sounds like some kind of sexual game, if I'm honest.
So, Evangeline is going to shoot at the guy hiding by the building here, the blue building.
Now, due to the way line of sight works, there is a chance you might hit Prospect to
I
Pete.
just wanted to check because you're going through his base.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a
I'm
thing.
fully aware that I'm going through his base.
Yeah, you might shoot him.
Do you know what? I'm going to be naughty, I'm just going to fan.
Are you within 6?
Oh no, I'm not within 6, so I can't fan. Thank you very much for pointing that out. I am within 6 of Prospector Pete.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to shoot my own person.
No, you are not. I mean, if Pete has, undercut them financially maybe, or stiffed them on a bit, this might be a shot she wants to just make on principle.
I mean, they do like being stiffed.
This is true. I'm going to take us to the dice tray so we can discuss this further. So we're back at the dice tray. We're going to roll. Now, will you hit on a?
4 up.
He hits on a 4 up. That is a 3. Do you do have fame, don't you, if you wanted to jack it up?
I do have 1 point of fame. I'm not going to bother
Now,
at this
do
point.
you roll for hitting him, or how does that work again?
No, so you roll to hit. If you successfully hit, you then roll to see if it hits Pete. So the hit is basically to see whether that shot hits something, and then you roll to see what it hits, whether it be scenery, Prospect to Pete, or something more dubious.
It was rather wide of the mark.
I mean, it happens. So we're going to go back to the table and we're going to see what the next bit of shooting is.
So next up is May on the balcony.
Yes, she is.
With her repeating rifle, sorry.
A repeating rifle. And he moved half specifically for this. It's as if it was meant to be.
And the only model she can kind of see anything of is the guy that Evangeline's just shot at.
Yes. So this is going to be the heaviest of covers.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fine with my non-educated, not looking stance. But Liam has not argued, so I'm guessing he also agrees.
It's just because you're kind of seeing Pete and then him as well.
Yeah.
So let's slide in to the tray and we shall see what happens.
Okay, so hitting on a 4 up.
Hitting on a 4 up.
That's not a hit.
It does not. You need to roll to see whether your gun...
Nope, in the tray.
In the tray. That gun is fine. We'll go back to the table.
And that is everything that I've got that can shoot.
Right. So now we're going to go to the troublemaker. You can definitely tell he's a troublemaker. He's got shooting on his mind. I can see that. Which shooting would you like to do with whom?
So,
is he going to fire back?
First guy is my guy in the corner there.
He's got to shoot Pete. He's just got to.
I mean, Pete's out in the open. It would
Yeah.
be rude not to.
It would be. Although technically you could choose to shoot the person behind.
He's actually not called Pete, can I just point out. He is called Theodore.
He is, but he will be forever known as Pete.
So he is, because he's definitely within 6 inches.
Yeah, so he's going to fan.
He's going to fan at Prospect of Pete.
Then we're going to go straight to the dice trays. I'm not even going to wait for this. So you picked up 6 dice. You're shaking them in your hands. You're going to roll them in the tray. Holy crusty anus, Batman. He's hit with 2. And there is much rejoicing.
Yay.
Not from you,
Not
obviously.
from me, obviously.
So you are rocking a grit of 3, I believe.
Yep.
And you are rocking a strength of 3.
For that guy...
It's a 6-shooter.
Yeah, it's a 6-shooter.
I was more monologuing, if I'm
So
honest.
2
You know
dice
I love to
needing
monologue.
3s.
4s. 4s on 3s on 3s. 4s. You're going to re-roll
Yep.
that in the tray.
So 1 hit.
1 hit. Now, Pete/Theodore has nothing.
Nope.
So he's going to go down and dirty. Now, is she within 3?
She is within 3. Just.
She is within 3. So he's going to take a whoopity-whoopity-whoop test. That's really not what they're called.
It's 2d6, isn't it?
It's 2d6 and you
She is
add
within
your
range
pluck.
of Evangeline, so she will add Evangeline's pluck of 4.
Yes, she will use... she's all about the
need it.
stay in. Let's go back to the table so we can celebrate this. So Pete/Theodore is being removed, and you have marked the kill.
Lester has marked the kill.
And Lester has marked the kill. So you are 1 model down.
Mm-hmm.
You still need to lose another 3, though, before we're really panicking.
Yeah, and to be fair, that just puts me on the same number of models as Liam.
Yeah, Liam, what is it with you
with
writing
6?
lists with 6?
It's because Rangers are really expensive.
Because he can't count higher than that. What with his one hand and a tentacle.
Ah, yeah, 5 and 1, yeah.
Rangers are quite expensive, and lawmen are as well, unless you take the upstanding citizens.
Right. So, moving on from me getting schooled as to why he only has 6 models in every game, that'll teach me to ask valid questions. How dare you? Yeah. What are you going to do, good sir? Someone's going to shoot, and I know it.
Yep. So I might take a shot at my sheriff,
But
is
not
7 inches.
I'm not going to make the deputy joke.
No. So my marshal is I'm going to take a shot at her.
I mean, it's the only person you can see.
It's the only person you can see.
That seems to me a valid reason to take that shot.
He's going to take a shot, but obviously he can't fan because he
Let's go to the tray then. So we are now at the tray. I haven't zoomed into the tray this time though, so you guys can you can get a tiny little bit of tripod leg. Sorry if that excites you guys.
I mean, we are playing in the Old West. A nicely turned ankle.
Ooh,
Quite erotic.
you flumes. What are you looking at, good sir? Maybe I can help.
That's your shoot, isn't it? Yes. Yeah.
You shoot is the one with a plus sign next
so
to
I
it.
have a shoot of 4.
Yes. So the way shoot works, for those uneducated, or those who've just never played this game, and I'm sorry for insulting your intelligence, whereas everything else has a stat, this just has a roll to hit. Yeah. So it'll be a number and a plus symbol.
So I've just realized, it doesn't matter because I killed Pete anyway, but all of my guys have shoot of 4.
Yes, that's why they're so expensive.
Because Rangers.
Because pew pew pew. Roll that dice.
So
let's see what happens. He got a 1.
That's a 1.
So now he needs to roll to see if his gun jams. And it does not.
Yay!
Let's go back to the table. So we're back. And yes, it would be really embarrassing, as was pointed out by Vince, if your leader's gun had jammed in his first shot. However, oddly not that uncommon in the Old West. Because they were made to the best of their ability, but the best of their ability, well, they didn't put safeties on guns for a start. And they did have a tendency to shoot people in the foot themselves.
That's why you only ever loaded 5 bullets.
Indeed.
Right, so Joe is going to have a shoot at this guy with the shotgun up against the fence.
Okay, I'm going to move the tripod around, so...
What is Joe shooting with?
I'm going to
Joe
stay
is
here.
shooting with a heavy pistol. And he moved half
Which
his
is why he
distance.
only moved half. Indeed. So he would shoot as normal.
And he's 7 and a bit inches away.
Yes,
So he's
it's
within.
12 inches on that. Obviously, you can't fan a heavy pistol because it's heavy. But it does.
12, yeah.
Yeah, so it's got a range of 12, and I think it's got a strength of. Strength of 4.
Yeah, all my guys are shoot 4.
No, I mean
strength
the
of
gun, the weapon itself is strength 4 as opposed to strength 3 of a pistol. That's a thing, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
I armed one of my kids / not actually a kid with one because yes.
I've never used them, so...
Let's go to the tray then. Let's roll the dice. He's looking for 4s, but he gets a 3. Do you have any fate? Do you have any fortune? You don't have
those
fate.
guys don't have anything.
I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
Let's go back to the table. So I'm guessing you still have some shooting left because
I have one guy this guy who's in the open, who is my last guy who's armed with a shotgun, and he only moved half, so he's going to shotgun.
he is. Who is he gunning?
He's going to shoot the guy with the other shotgun.
Perfect. Is there cover in the way from the way he's positioned?
There is 2 fence posts.
Two fence posts.
He should have moved out slightly.
So the way the fence posts are going to work is they're only pretty light cover, so on 1 or 2 they'll hit the fence post, but you have to roll for each of them. So first you'll roll to hit, of course, and we'll go back to the tray for that. I know, guys, you're going back and forth, back and forth. It's like it's Wimbledon. We were discussing Wimbledon in the last game, and it being really boring. Back and forth, back and forth. And that's basically what you're getting here. So you're looking for a 4. This has been established multiple times now.
That is not a 4.
That is not a 4, and you have no way of boosting that.
No.
Because even if you could, you couldn't boost it enough, because your leader only has 1 fame, doesn't he? No, the shotgun one is the crosses.
Crosses?
Which are not at all from my bold action models.
Yep, so no one else can see to shoot, so that's my shooting phase done.
Huh, what a weird deja vu there.
He shot, yep.
So everybody has now shot. I won't make some, obviously, crass comment about their full load, because I know they've only shot half loads in many cases, so they can go again. Next turn.
Who fanned?
Yeah, he needs a token.
He needs a token?
Yep.
Because he fanned.
But he'll go as okay, because he has another pistol.
Remember when you killed my token?
Kill your token all the time.
And then he actually died. But luckily, he had an almost twin brother. It's an actual almost identical, is identical.
It's the same model, isn't it?
It's the same model.
It's the same model.
It's the same model. I've got no way to justify it. So we're going to go back to the cards now, and I believe it's Liam's turn to cut.
Yeah.
So we're looking for anything that isn't the 2 of spades. Okay? That is definitely a card. I can't say more than that at this junction.
Oh, I've done it the wrong way again.
It happens. Right. So, reveal your cards to one another, gentlemen. And of course, it's the Queen of Queensies, and it's the Ace of Hearts. Now, aces are low.
Yes. Yep.
Because that's just the thing, it's a 1s. Now, we are playing with suits, aren't we?
Yes.
So, if we do get the same for both, we will then confirm with the suit chart that we have. And we found 2 different ones, but they're
it was the last 2 that were swapping around.
Yeah, so it's irrelevant. But yeah, so you have the drop, so we'll go to the table and we'll monologue. So we're back at the table, and I've just realised there's 3 of us. It won't be monologuing. Sometimes I do monologue, though.
You do, but you're narrating rather than monologuing.
Yes. It's just narrating sounds a little bit too bedtime story for me.
A bit too pompous.
Yeah, and a little less evil, because monologuing, as we know, is always done by supervillains. I wouldn't say I'm super, but I'm certainly villainous. But
if you wanted to be fancy, you could be soliloquizing.
Ooh, I got some cream though for that.
Yeah, it's cleared up nicely.
It has. Anyway, sorry, Liam.
It's okay.
We completely went off on a tangent there.
Of course.
But you killed the model, so it's fine.
Yep.
Not during the tangent. Ooh, we really did skip a lot of the game.
So, first model to move is my guy down here, who has the shotgun.
It's a bold move. Let's see if it pays off.
He is going to move his 6 inches, and he's actually going to come to base contact.
So, some would call that charging.
He's going to charge in.
I like it. Now, in many games we would stand and shoot, but last time I said that, you just looked at me really confused because you didn't play fantasy. Vince would have got the joke.
Yeah,
I'm just
I
saying.
got the joke.
Vince made the joke, in fact, in one of our games.
It's because you're both old.
We are both old. Super old.
It's not news.
Yeah. I mean, you have tentacles, so you're probably, spawned in the early times, but you weren't rehatched until
This is true.
later.
So he's going to charge in, and then he is going to go... he's just out, so he's going to move 6 to be just behind.
Nice. I read something interesting actually in the errata while you're moving. I shall explain it to you. There is nothing in the rules, and in fact it has been errated, that when you're in base-to-base combat, contact with someone for close combat, you can still reload your guns. Because during the shooting phase, you are not making a shooting action.
That feels dirty though.
It does.
I'm just going to move him slightly out to the side. It's still in with the 6 inches, but just if he does get knocked back, he can actually move back.
Yes. It was something I was going to bring up off camera so we could discuss what we were going to house rule it. But I figure we might as well just talk to it in front of the people.
I'm going to say no.
I don't like it personally. I don't know if you have a differing vote.
Well, I mean, real world wise, if I'm in a fist fight with someone, I haven't really got time to go, hang on a second, Vince, I'm just going to put some bullets in this gun. Don't punch me.
This is exactly what I was thinking.
I mean, to be fair, I'm not even going to wait. I'm just going to move in and punch you.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to wait until everyone else has finished moving. I'm just going to be like,
So house rules wise,
I did that
we're
the other
saying
day,
you
Kev.
can't do it.
Yeah, you can't reload it when you're in combat.
Did that to you the other day, didn't I? Just moved in and punched you for no reason.
I did.
So
My children found it hilarious.
Did.
You're going to try and climb the building.
Do some climbings.
Fantastical. So the way climbing works is you roll a d6. On a 1, you are unsuccessful. On a 2 to 5, you move at half your speed. So, or it costs double your move to go. Yeah, double your move technically.
You can climb in and that's it.
Yeah, so if you're 2.5 inches up, it'll cost you 5 inches. On a 6, however, you still have an inch to play with. Title of his sex tape. Anyway, let's go back to the dice tray.
So for my marshal, that's a 5, so he can climb up.
Yes, and
It's on the roof.
he stops beautifully on the edge. Are you going to climb someone else up?
I'm climbing all 3.
Well, I'm going to stay at the dice tray then.
So the guy standing beside the marshal,
Is it
He
2?
also climbs up.
He's successful.
and the guy standing beside him is a 1, so he does not climb up.
So because he is there, he doesn't fall, but he does class as going to ground.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets a little token. So we're going to go to the table and we'll do all 3 moves at the same time. I know, it's okay, people. Don't get scared. So here we are. We are at said table. Sheriff /
So-
Ranger Captain.
The marshal gets up.
I gave him whatever name I wanted because I do what I want.
The guy standing beside the marshal,
He also gets up,
he also gets up.
but Tripster,
He does not.
he gets a token. So the way this works is if he wants to stand up in the next movement phase, it just costs him half his movement to do so. While he's down on the ground, if someone was to charge him in close combat, which seems very unlikely because they're not within range, and he won said fight, he would stand up automatically. Other than that, it works fairly similar. Anyway,
And then I'm not moving anyone else because that guy's going to stay where he is.
nice. Now Vince has things to do, and he is going to do them.
Yep. So we'll go with Molly May,
Yes?
who is going to come round here and countercharge.
I like it. And we'll... Yeah, that works. So the way charging works,
She can, because you need to be able to see the target you're charging.
you need to be able to see the target you are charging, but you don't have to run in a straight line to it.
Right.
So you can go like 4 inches to an angle and then 2 inches back in, as long as you can make it into combat. Like he couldn't run it in the back of his own model and then transport into combat, but as long as you can see that model, even with cover, and you can physically with your inches get in, you are in.
It's just for the starting of his first move. Could he see my model to
Yes.
move and then move round?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, from the angle he was at.
Because obviously he's seeing that model there and he was here. So from there, could he see that?
And she was there. So
Because she was up against the building. It's the way that the charging works. Because you can move 4 out and then go move 2.
Yeah,
and
you
get in.
have to be able to
But
see said model first.
You couldn't
so,
move
yeah.
to start with. It's
well, for argument's sake, let's say she can't.
She can get in a shootout with the other person if
I'll
She's-
move her to here.
that works. That works.
Move her to here, in fact.
See, internet, what we did there was we had a rules dispute that we discussed quite calmly, and we came to a decision. There was no arguing, no falling out, and nobody has blocked anybody.
No.
You could learn from that. Class, this is a teachable moment. Why have my subs gone down?
Sorry.
that's alright.
Angle of things. So she is going to move to there.
She's only moved half. Remember that, internet. That could be important later on.
Seems suspicious.
Yeah.
I have
Can you
no
imagine
idea where
that?
that's talking.
Why is she dawdling?
Move that with her.
I'm going to straighten this building because seemingly the Old West, famous for its earthquakes that move just single buildings slightly ajar. Look at this. She's sneaking out, although not actually sneaking. Although I was about to say she is using one of her own people as a human shield, but she decided not to at the last minute. Have you seen, actually on the Black Scorpions website, they've got that model that's
yes, I very nearly bought that
holding
model.
the woman as a human shield. If I did get it, I would have to paint the model up, the female up, as closely as I could to one of Vince's models, just for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I fancied that model, but then it's a case of how can I justify putting it in? Because if I had an outlaw gang, possibly, but then he always has a human shield with him.
Yeah.
So that is my movement done.
Perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a very, very short pause while I reposition the camera so it's exciting shooting action, and then we will come back.
Oh, did you declare who fights first? Or
No.
Can you? It's
So-
always shooting then fighting.
I'm going to explain it for the internet and definitely not for Liam, who's played now multiple games of this. It goes move, move, shoot, shoot, fight. And the only advantage to having the drop during that is you can pick the order of combats.
It's only if you use a thingy to do a quick draw, then you can...
Say it.
Time.
Time for a whooping!
Yeah, that's that one, but there's one way you can do a quick draw, which you can get the drop on someone's shooting phase.
Yes, and you spend fame to do that, which
and then
none
I'm
of you
guessing
jobbers have. I know, leaders do.
So you could also do the same for time for a whooping, and you could fight first, or is that...
Well, you just choose...
You choose who fights first, if there's multiple fights.
I find it fairly redundant for the purposes of fighting, because all those fights are going to take place anyway, and it's not like defeating one means you charge into another or anything. So I find it kind of redundant, but I do love the term time for a whooping. You've got to say whooping with that kind of...
Whooping.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one. But anyway, Internet, let's get back to some shoosting first.
Shoosting?
Good sir, who is shoosting first?
So my first shoosting person is my little guy down here.
There he is. He has unloaded one full pistol.
He has.
But he has brought two with him.
He does.
Because, yes.
Because why the hell not?
Indeed.
Now, does he fan his other one and hope for the best?
Now, fanning can hit more than one model.
So you can split the fire.
You can split it.
So yeah, he's going to be a rebel and he's going to fan.
Are both within 6?
They are both within 6.
Cool.
Yes. So he could shoot either one of them.
Sexy times. Start it.
So 6 dice.
Yep.
Hitting on 4s.
Hitting on 4s because your shoot is 4.
Yep.
There's no cover.
No, fanning.
Oh, so fanning to 6s. Sorry, people. So he hit with none of them. You also don't have any fame in order to manipulate the dice.
So he has shot his load.
So for the purposes of just explaining how that would have worked, he would have had to put his first shot into the primary target, and then they have to be split equally or as equally as possible. So if he'd rolled 4, it would be 2 on each. If he'd rolled 3, however, it would be 2 on the primary, 1 on the secondary target.
If there was 3 models, then it would be 1 on each. Obviously.
Yes. We'll quickly go back to the table. We'll see who's shooting at who next, and then we'll come back to the tray. I know it feels redundant, but I want you guys to get the full visual experience. Plus, I really like messing with the tripod. So, who's shooting who next, or whom?
So my marshal.
Yes.
Oh no! Actually, no. My deputy marshal.
Yes.
Standing beside him.
Yes.
He is going to shoot at the lady in the tower.
I mean,
On the banister.
it seems irresponsible, but...
He's just outside 16, so he can't fan, so it's just a single...
Perfect. So it's going to be a 4+, I'm assuming? Because all your guys are 4+.
4+.
We'll go to the tray, and then we'll do some dice rolling. So
4+.
That is a 4. Now, there is cover because of the banister. This is going to be a 4-up to hit her. 1 to 3, it's hitting the thing. Because unlike the small fencing before, she is perfectly situated behind this. This isn't like a glancing thing.
So, 2.
It's a 2, so it would hit the banister.
Yep.
Such is life. Sometimes this happens.
Yep.
I mean, I remember the first time I shot at a woman on a staircase. All over the banister. I am not allowed back in many mother cares. I would just like to stress this. Let's go back to the table and we'll see what's happening.
Actually, easy.
So we're back on the table, and this was potentially redundant, but through a twist of fate, there was measuring going on, so it was still worth coming back to the table. So what shooting is happening?
So my marshal is going to shoot at the lady with the hat, who's your...
Evangeline.
The leader.
The leader.
Is he fanning?
He's going to fan.
So the way this would work, obviously, it is true line of sight, so the 6 inches would have to be a direct line, and it is.
Yep.
So that is cool. So we're going to go back to the tray, and we're going to see some fanning action. So we're rolling for 6. Any hits we're going to have to see, and there's none.
No 6. Well, there's 2 5s, and I could spend... Is it fortune or fame?
It's a fame, so each point of fame can manipulate 1 die.
Is it? 'Cause I have 1 fame. Is it worth it?
Now, the thing to ponder is you could hit and then hit the box.
Hit the box, yeah.
Or you could hit and do nothing. I tend to, from the many years of playing this, I tend to never manipulate a hit dice. I will, wherever possible, as you know, always manipulate a wound dice if I can.
Yeah.
Because there's very little in the way of saves in the game.
This is true.
Yes. Also, fortune itself counts as a save, and you can obviously manipulate fortune with a fame. So that's another good reason for it. Now, are you going to shoot anything that's obvious?
I've done all my shooting.
Perfect.
He's in combat. He can't shoot because he moved. He's lying down. They've shot. He shot.
It was just to see whether I was going back to the table or I was staying with the lovely black view. But we are going back to the table now because Vince has got pointing to do, and you need a different hand perspective.
So, we have got shooting from me.
Yes.
And we're going to go with Sally.
Perfect.
Who is within 6 because she got fanned.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, her shotgun is going to go for what was it called?
He's...
Lester?
No, he is Leicester.
Lester's the little guy around the corner.
Yeah, she's going to have a go at Lester with her shotgun.
I don't play with Leicester. He's 1 day from retirement.
They always are. I'm going to go to the dice tray.
I'm going to see if I can give him early retirement here. So I'm hitting on a 4 up.
That's a 4. Now this is a strength 5.
Yep.
Because it's close range. Your grit, because I generally don't know with these guys.
Grit on Leicester is 4.
Mother trucker, 4s?
No 4s, yes.
Stupid game.
Oh, it's a crit.
That's a crit. So
how many wounds does Leicester have?
He has 1 wound.
Right, it's irrelevant then. Because he has no fame.
No fortune. He's just spot.
Let's go to the table so we can capture the moment where he's... I know this is what you guys come to see, so the model has, passed away.
Yep.
Joined the choir eternal.
See? It's a Monty Python reference for you people who aren't old like Vince and I. So Vince is no doubt going to do some more shooting. Put a token next to that fine lady.
Oh yes, a shotgun token.
So she has shot her full wad, as it were.
Yep, she's shot a full load.
I am sorry, it can't be helped. It's going to sound dirty. Everything that we say has a slight dirtiness to it because of our tone of voices and inflections and such. And just the words themselves, there's no way to really say you've unloaded your full pistol, or in this case, both barrels, without it sounding crass. I'm sorry, you just, I don't know, cover your children's ears or something.
So next up we're going to go with Evangeline.
Yes.
Who is going to have a go at Liam's leader, as he's handily right at the edge there on our left side.
That makes sense. Is it within 6? Are you fanning? Are you taking a single shot? Because you obviously have the 4+, don't you, to hit?
Yeah, I have 4+
as opposed
to hit.
6s.
What's
the debate? Do you 1 shot? Do you potentially 6 shot?
I will 6 shot, I think.
Let's go to the dice
She's
tray.
got 2 pistols, so...
Yeah, she does. So let's fan.
And we've got a 6.
We have 1 6.
So 1 to 3, it's the box because of the line of sightness.
Yep.
It's the box.
Not the box.
Not the box.
Liam was making buttons there.
Have we at any point shot at anything and it's actually hit but not wounded? Or has it all just been missed shots?
Missed shots or kill shots, because
Yeah.
you wounded him and killed him, and I killed him. So yeah.
Oh, cool. That's fine. I just want to make sure there's no tests or anything have been missed.
No.
Now, of course, you fancy will get a token.
Yep.
There you go,
Thank you
sir.
very much. I'll put said token next to her.
Is there anybody else in that area shooting? Or we move into a different part of the board?
I mean, is it a dick move to do his shotgun on the roof of the building?
It's a sawn-off, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it would ignore the cover as well.
Because technically he's on the ground, they're on the roof. So can he hit them? I'm going to say no, because it feels wrong to me to do that.
You're also arguing for the true line of sight, how close he is to the building.
Yeah.
With him being up against the building, it's...
I would say since it's I mean, obviously we are playing for it competitively, but
No,
the fun
I'm
element...
playing competitively,
Well, yeah, but obviously we want to win for narrative purposes and stuff just like that. But yeah, I would say it would probably be, in a tournament situation, it would probably be allowed, but I would say it was probably a dick move.
Yeah.
And that's
I'm
not
totally
really
on the
how
side of
we
it's
play.
a dick move.
Yeah. So I think we'd say no, but if he has a pistol, he could take a shot up still.
He does not, because I do not have the money.
I remember you saying so, yes. So we're going to another part of the table now.
We're staying in the same area because they're on the balcony.
Yeah.
Lady on the balcony, let's spin that camera.
Pervert.
Right, so we are back. I am behind the beautiful lady, and I'm watching to see who she shoots all over.
So May Beard is going to unload on Liam's leader again.
I mean, it makes sense. He does have a stupid face. No offence. I paint the model out.
It's your model.
Oh, I'm fully aware of the stupidness of that face. So, is she repeating rifle? Normal
She
rifle?
is a repeating rifle.
She's a repeating rifle. I've always thought that. So we're going to go to the dice tray now, and we're going to see what is occurring.
So I'm looking for a 4-up.
He is.
That is not a 4-up.
That is not a 4-up. And she doesn't have fame, she only has fortune, so such is life. So now we're over the other side of the table, are we?
Molly
not?
May is going to, I think she's probably going to fan at your boyo across the combat.
I'm assuming that goes through the combat?
Joe.
Yeah, probably.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does. It goes through combat.
I figured you would want to get the laser pen out just because I know you love it.
No, well, I mean, I do love it.
I mean,
but
it's clearly going through
it's
the combat.
clearly going through combat.
I know, but I wanted to catch it on the camera if I'm honest.
So,
Exciting
you got it
stuff.
on the camera, there you
So
go.
you're fanning?
Yep.
Oh, there's so much potential for evil here.
I've got a 6.
You've got 1-6. You obviously... Yep, so we need to roll, see who it hits.
Yep.
So on a 1 to 3, it will hit your own person. On a 4 to 6, it will potentially hit one of his.
That's my own person.
Yep. Strength 3, grit 3,
3, so 4.
4s. Yes! That's a critical. We don't need to worry about that combat anymore, buddy.
It just shot that guy in the back of the head.
So you do get a kill mark for that, though.
Excellent. Molly May.
So wait, you're gonna kill a person for killing your own people?
It's a kill shot.
Like, that was a kill shot.
Yeah, I know, but surely you shouldn't get a kill at a point.
Hang on. Just on principle, let's see how many wounds that did. Oh, just the
It
one.
would have just been the one. One's enough.
That seems... Killing your own guy gives you points.
But you can't voluntarily shoot your
I know.
own guy.
Yeah.
That was
no,
an
it's just-
incidental shooting of your own
Even
guy.
the outlaws can't be like, I'm just going to gun that guy in the road. He has to be like, I'm going to gun those two. Oh no, I've killed that one I didn't like. But yes, it's still classed as a kill shot. Like if you score an own goal in football, it's still a goal. I'm pretty sure it still counts towards
it
you.
goes to the other guy.
Yeah, but it still counts towards your scoring record.
Most goals scored.
Yeah. So, I mean, that counts. It was a shot. It was an excellent shot. I mean, and it just happened to be the one that Vince didn't like anyway. So that's all the shooting, I believe.
that is the shooting. There is no combat anymore.
No.
So we are going to take a quick break for
That.
for lunges, urination, the odd drink, and maybe even a Haribo strawberry. We're not sponsored by them, but we do love them.
We do love the Haribo straw.
We'll be back in a second. So we are back. It's time to cut. It's been a while, but I believe it's your cut
Yeah,
first.
that's my cut.
Come on, 2 of spades. Okay, that is a card. Liam, bring your tentacle over here and cut this bad boy. Two of spades, two of spades, two of spades. It is not the two of spades, but let's see what it is. 5 and a 6. Oh, it was so close.
So close.
Vince got the drop, which he really needed this turn.
I really did need
So-
to drop this turn.
We're going to slide over to the table and see how the dropping is occurring. So we're taking a wider view while Vince ponders his ponderage.
Charge.
He's charging because the thought again shotgunned in the face was not...
It's more the heavy. Well, both, to be fair.
Yeah.
One of the other.
Right, so you use it... Technically, even though you've lost 2 men, you've lost 1, you're both 5 men, and you're both at the exact same point in terms of breaking as well, or running for the hills. This is going to be interesting here, because you can't really lock each other up in combat without some lucky 6s. So, there's going to be some shotgun-based positioning.
Yeah, unfortunately, she's used her shotgun, so
Oh, she'd need to...
she's going to have to do a cheeky reload.
Cheeky.
So I think what she's going to do
Let's
is-
flee!
hug into this wall
Yes.
so that she can do a reload.
Amanda Hugging Kiss.
Can I move you out of the way, Kev?
Slide me wherever you need
I
me.
will try and not knock the tripod. What's he armed with? Shotgun.
Shotgun.
I do not like that.
Is that the little guy on the floor?
Yes.
She is going to move over to...
Oh yeah, because if he stands up, that counts as half of his moves. He doesn't have to move if someone comes in.
She's going to move to here
Gotta
with
use
her
the
full
outhouse.
6. She's using the gallows.
Ah, I would have used the outhouse. Remember, people, buildings are available to go inside. Not that it's relevant.
Need a handy window though.
Oh, shooting at you, you shooting at me through the window.
He is going to retreat
Flashbacks.
back behind the coffin for some cover.
Yes,
So lucky I didn't have a shotgun in that window.
you're so lucky. You didn't have a No, you're right.
That is my my movement done.
Right. Big Timmy.
Yay! So he is going to stand up because,
That's half of his movement.
and that's half his movement.
Yeah, it is.
He's just going to stay there.
I figured he might.
Yep.
Is he? He's on with a normal shotgun, isn't he? He's
Yes,
not-
just a normal shotgun.
I'm outside of 6.
Yeah.
So that is good.
So your guys can't take sawn-offs, can they?
No, because they're lawmen.
They are full on, like, Texas Ranger types.
We can take.
Or in this
rifles
case,
and-
they're actually Pinkertons using Texas Ranger rules, which seems like they would be even. I don't know, because the Pinkertons were very dubious.
I mean, I'm running them kind of as a Pinkerton-esque, but U.S. Marshals also works because
Yeah.
they're coming in for a bounty.
I'm going to call them the Pinkies, and my guys are going to be the Brains, just so I can make the. What are we going to do?
Same thing we do every night.
So first of all, that guy, he is all going to charge in
I figured that might be a thing.
because he can helps.
Yep. Just run off the roof.
He is going to move forward, and he is also going to move forward.
It's interesting.
It's a bold move. Let's see if it pays off.
Indeed.
He's going to move slightly
Indeed.
that way, and he's also going to move slightly that way. Yep.
I mean, I know why you're doing it. And it makes sense.
Yep, that's all my guys.
Shooting.
Yes.
thing.
So you have the drop, so you get to drop.
Yep. So we're going to start off with Sally Sunrise, Sunshine, whatever her name is.
You named her, Vince.
I know. I think it's meant to be Sunshine, but I've written Sunrise on the piece of paper, which is now confusing me.
And so she's going to reload.
Yep. She's going to reload the shotgun. Stick a couple
Yep.
of shells
So
in
I
there.
looked into this as well, Liam. And you can reload a gun fully. So if you've shot both barrels of your shotgun, you can then reload both barrels as one. But if you've shot 2 pistols, you can only reload one of those because
Right.
they're each a separate gun. They're obviously the same gun, but they're separate. Same as if you've shot a shotgun and a pistol, you don't clear out everything.
Right. So we're going to go with the Reverend,
Yes.
who is going to do his sword off at them. He can see from the angle, so he's going to get both.
Yes.
which means because it's a sword off, it automatically hits on 4 up.
And ignores cover
And ignores
because
cover.
sawn offs. I'm going to go into the.
Okay, so starting with the leader, I need a 4 up to hit him. That's a 6, it's a hit. I ignore cover because it's a sword off.
Yes, so you do each one individually.
Yep.
So you'd.
So it's 3 versus 4.
That my grit.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4.
So 5s.
Yep.
That is not a 5.
Cool. And then the one behind,
Is another hit.
another 6. He's also a grid of 4.
He's also good at 4. Yeah.
That is not a wound.
That's a 1. Yeah.
They do, however, because they've both been shot and hit, they do have to take a pluck test each.
Yeah, so the way that works is it's just the same as a run for the hills. 2d6 and add your pluck. If you fail it, you just have to move yourself into cover.
Yeah.
If you're already in cover, you have to go to ground. Was there a rule on if you couldn't get into cover? Is it just move as close to cover as possible? So for you guys, this is really annoying because you're going that way. Mm-hmm. But the plus of that is you're not lying down, which means you can't shoot. So yeah, a pluck test for each of them. You'll get to use your marshals.
My marshal's pluck is 5, and I believe there's
You get to re-roll as well.
Yeah, you get to re-roll.
Texas Rangers.
So 2d6.
And 5. That is more than 10.
He is fine. Next guy.
That was your leader first.
Yes.
And he is also fine. So yeah, and that's
not care.
yeah. You and I didn't do that in our game because they didn't do it on any of the other videos we'd watched. But when you read the rules, other than a really bad use of the word missile, in that rule, it does basically mean that. So
if you're shot at and it hits but doesn't hurt you,
yeah,
you've got to kind of duck for cover.
Yeah, which makes sense. Yeah, like he's shooting at me.
Well, I mean, to be fair, actually, your leader should have took. When I took a wound off him, he should have took one then and forgot.
Well.
But man, like you +5, you're gonna pass.
Yeah, especially with a reroll. But anyway, the rest of the shooting.
Next up, we are going to go with Maybeard on the balcony.
Yes.
Who is going to shoot at your leader again?
It seems to make all the sense.
Because I'm assuming he's got a higher grit than anyone else. Not
they all have a grit of 5.
Pluck.
4. Wow.
Pluck, I meant.
Yeah, pluck of 5.
Yep, so that's a hit.
It's a hit. He gets a lot of 6s to hit, but he can't follow up.
The wound.
Yeah, so...
So strength 3, so 5s.
Yep. It's a 2 again. That seems to be the common combo, 6 and a 2.
Yeah, it's annoying.
I can imagine.
Next we are going to go with Evangeline.
Yes.
The gallows.
Who I'm assuming is going to shoot at the shotgun guy who's going to shoot her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems sensible.
Single shot. Whoosh.
So 4s.
4s.
That is not a 4.
That is not a 4, and she doesn't have the fame even if she wanted to.
She has got a fame, but not enough to boost it up.
Yeah. Is that all you're shooting?
That is everything shot.
Now, good sir, I feel you would like to reciprocate.
This is true.
Not just because I really love using the word reciprocate. It's brilliant.
So,
it's mainly used when you give someone energon goodies.
I'm going to activate this guy. He's going to shoot back. It's not a shotgun, it's a repeating rifle, but he hasn't shot anything, so I haven't rolled any dice for him. But I just realised it's not a shotgun. The model of the shotgun, which is what confused us, you didn't have a model with a repeater. I
genuinely do not have a painted model with a repeater.
Well, you do, but I've stolen it.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I just painted one, but I did for you.
I think he's dead. He's there. Oh, he's on the table.
No, it's the girl with the hat.
You probably did have one in your box and I haven't seen it.
I think it was a woman in the yellow dress who's got the rifle.
Oh, she has.
Because
the way it's holding it looks, I think it's a repeating shotgun type thing because it looks like the repeater trigger.
Like a lever action.
So yeah, he's going to shoot his repeating rifle at Evangeline.
Okay.
Cool.
So this is my Edgar. He has a shoot of 4.
So he hits on 4s.
That is a 4.
He does hit on 4. So your grit is 4.
Your strength is 3.
Mm-hmm. So it's 5s.
So 5s.
So I mean,
that is a 6.
Crit. And it's a crit. So this is important. Scenery.
Scenery.
So it hits her.
It hits her, not the scenery.
So now you roll to see if it wounds.
So 5s.
No.
No, it does not. But she will need to take a blood test.
Because that scenery is, we said that scenery was rickety, didn't we?
Yeah, so we said because it's got the holes underneath it and stuff, instead of it being a 5 or a 6, because it's like a building or something big, you can shoot through it, so it's like a 4 up.
Okay.
But you rolled a 6 anyway, so you definitely hit him.
Oh yeah, definitely hit something.
Oh, it's hit her, sorry.
Pluck of 4.
Yep.
6 plus 4 is 10. Just.
Slide across so the people in
So here's
the world
shot.
can see.
My marshal.
Yes.
He is going to take a shot at her, and he is going to fan for his other 6. For his other shot, he'll be loading next turn.
Yep.
So he is going to shoot.
So he is firing 6 dice. No, he is firing 6 shots.
6, sorry.
I'll let you
Reload
reroll
that
that
one.
one because that's the rules we've been playing.
So 2 hits.
He hit with 2. He could use a fame to boost it to a 3, but that seems excessive.
Yeah, because she does have cover.
Yep, so
Yep.
1 to 3 is the banister.
Yep, 4 to 6
So-
is the perps.
Both shots roll together.
Yeah, you might as well.
Both the banister.
You could fame it.
So I am going to fame that one to hit her.
Yep. So hand your fame token back.
Can you grab my fame token off him?
Fame.
Which one?
Red one.
It's the red one by the white hair box.
Oh yeah, the red star.
Yeah.
Oh, does she have 2 fames?
1 fame, but he has a grit. Fortune.
Ah,
So, and then go to roll to hit you.
yeah,
The
you
one's a wound token.
Yeah.
right.
Leader.
I could only see the corner of it poking out. Oh shit. I mean, language.
No, you've wounded.
So I've wounded her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going.
Oh no, that was
to hit.
That was rolling to see whether it hit the
Oh, yeah,
banister.
So I need to roll to see if I actually hit
Yes.
you.
So strength 3, grit
Grit,
3,
grit of 3, so 4s.
4s.
So strength 3.
Yeah, strength.
Yeah,
3.
so strength 3 on a pistol, grit 3, so 4s.
No, it's not.
So 1.
She does have to take a pluck test,
She does have to pluck.
and she is out of range of my leader, so she's adding 3 to this.
Yep. And she fails, so,
So
she's already in cover.
So she ducks down.
Yeah, so she goes to ground. Does that make her any harder to hit, actually? I don't know. We're going to take a very short pondering break while I ponder it. So we had a look, and there isn't any specific rule about diving for cover, adding anything to your cover or anything like that. And because the banister still has holes in it and stuff, we're saying that
Even more holes because you shot it quite a lot.
yes. So we're saying it's still the same 4+. In case your other guy wanted to maybe, I don't know, shoot.
He is going to take a shot at her.
I figured he would. I was.
Don't forget your reload
Yes.
token for your leader.
Thank you,
So
sir.
he has shot his
Yes.
full mess.
So,
I didn't even hide that innuendo.
the
your
guy
end.
beside him, Mr. Norman there, he's going to fan. Because, why the hell not? He hasn't shot yet.
I mean, it seems to be a thing you can do with dice.
So,
Hit
2.
with 2. 4+ hits her beautiful self.
Both hit her.
Ooh,
Both hit her.
Not wounded.
Not wounded though.
thank goodness for that, because that would be a lot of
Fours to
crits.
Both
So that's. Well, she has fortune, does she not?
She has, but she'll only be able to
But
block
she could
one of
only
them.
block 1, and he has the potential to be hitting 4 times. Because I'm a curious Nancy, roll to see how many that would be. It's for the drama, for the internet. It would have been 2, so 3 wounds. So there's
Yeah.
no physical way you could save it. Give yourself a shot. You have been shot. Remove that beautiful woman. And she's beautiful because I've put a lot of effort into
Norman
making
gets a
her.
little hashtag beside him.
I hate hashtags. Hashtag don't like hashtags.
Is that you? Shot?
That's all my shooting, and now goes to the fighting phase.
Right, I'm going to move around so people can get a closer view of that. So this is the combat in question. Now, I'm going to very briefly run through how combat works. So the way this would work is because it's a 2-on-1 situation. Vince would choose his model, which is very easy. It's just the one model.
Yep, model
And Liam would choose which of his 2 models he wants to attack with. The other model would support it, which would give you an extra dice. Now, the reasons for this, as we just discussed, off camera. I'm saying it like you guys were listening. I hope you weren't, and if you were, You hear a lot of freaky shit in my house, I'm sorry. So the reasons for this would be dependent on the fight skill in case it's a draw, the weapon that they're armed with, and also for the purposes of killing another model, because which one would get the experience. So we'll break this down now. Vince, which model are you using to attack?
Molly May, I think.
Because it's the only one he's got. And you, Liam, which of your models are you using?
I am going to use Wilson, who is the guy that has the... Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to use Joe, who's my guy at the front, who's got the heavy pistol.
Right, so he only has a heavy pistol and a hand weapon.
And a hand weapon.
So you can choose to fight unarmed, or you can choose to fight with the hand weapon.
I'm going to fight
or you can choose to fight with the improvised weapon, which is the
yes.
heavy. Good.
Indeed. So you're going to choose the hand weapon.
Yeah.
I already knew this from our previous conversing and from the fact that you're not moron. And Vince, you are using?
I'm using the knife that she's got tucked into her pocket.
Always better to be safe than sorry. Always use protection. So this is going to be a straight dice roll. You roll a die. You roll a die.
He rolls 2.
Oh yeah, you roll 2. Sorry.
And pick the highest.
Yes, this is right. If you draw, then we look at fight values. We're going to go at the dice tray so you guys can see them in glorious action. You're going to use different coloured die, obviously, because they're rolling them at the same time.
I'm
or
using
dice
yellow,
in your case.
as
I'm
I
using red.
normally do.
And you're using red. Perfect. To the tray! So we are now at the tray. Seamless for use. For me, it's a long walk. I've got tiny
It's
little
got tiny
legs.
legs and it's a
Tiny
big
legs.
board.
So, roll some dice. That's a number. They are also numbers.
Liam wins with a 6.
So I win.
So
with a
you win
6.
with a 6. So then it would go down to hand weapon gives no modifiers. So it would be your strength written on the sheet as a st,
That would
which
be
is a 3.
3.
And your grit, which is written on your sheet as a go.
Which is 3
So 3 and 3 is 4.
4s.
That's not how maths works, but I mean,
on the table.
yes.
That's a 4.
There's a 4. Now, you are one of those fancy types, are you not?
No, she is a vigilante. She does not have any fortune.
Then she
Stabby.
is out of this.
She got
I
shot.
guess this is what happens when you put Texas Rangers, the highly trained type folk, against, well, ladies of high moral standing within their community.
Joe gets a little point.
So, we are now at a critical stage in this game in which Vince has lost 50% or more of his models, and so we'll have to start taking Run to the Hills tests.
I can also voluntarily run to the hills.
You can, and
My
that's
sheriff didn't. My sheriff fought to the last and then ran away.
And then all his people died in the end of game sequence. Don't brag about that, buddy.
No, the fact it was so cinematic. He was there till the end, and then the last roll, he was like, "No, I'm done."
Had he stayed and eventually died, it would have been beautiful. But as it is, he stayed for a few rounds and then
If he'd won
peed
that
off.
one, he'd have killed all your guys
Purely speculation.
single-handedly.
But yes, anyway, we're now at a stage where we're going to cut some cuts. So I'm going to go to the cut and then we're going to cut.
Started.
So it's Liam's turn to cut. He's going to wait till I start. And he's going to show it to the crowd / audience. Yes, that is a number. I have seen them. I'm aware of their shapes.
I'm left-handed, so it's automatic to use my left hand, but
This
because
is
of
true.
camera, I need to use right.
Sometimes I like to use my right hand so it feels different. So,
Is there a reason we're keeping it all hush-hush secret?
Suspense.
it's suspense. The internet loves drama. So, the drop is for Liam, which is good because it means Liam definitely gets to move no matter what.
Yep.
So
at this point, because I have lost more than 50% of my crew, I need to take a pluck test to see if I run for the hills, or I can voluntarily do so.
only in your movement phase.
Oh, yes,
So
so Liam
he will
gets
get
to
to
move
move his
first.
Yep.
stuff first. I mean, it might be absolutely frivolous. You could be like, I'm out this.
Oh, I'm totally out of this.
Yeah. It's like, they just walked up and gone, we maybe shouldn't have picked this fight
Yeah.
with those highly trained officers when we could have defeated them in other ways later on. I don't know
So-
what that noise was.
Movement-wise,
I do.
Loincloths.
Joe.
Oh, he's
After-
gonna. This is gonna be the turn where he plays expertly. He's just gonna move
Seriously.
to perfection.
No. So Joe, who's like
Yeah, and you're gonna be like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
wiping the blood off his knife, puts
Yes.
it back, and he's going to
He's
move.
real fancy wiping the blood off first.
I know.
Oh, he's not corrupting his nice leather holster for his
And
the
because
sheath.
he's fighting a higher class of lady, of course. He always cleans his blade before he
He's
stabs
going to
somebody.
move down to there.
Usually on curtains.
His friend is going to follow him, so he's going to move down to that. This guy behind here is going to move to there. Yep.
I'm going to check on the sign to see who's getting hung later.
Sheriff is going to...
Oh, not Sophia, because she escaped.
Move back slightly, and he is going to move forward.
Man, it's not good to be the law in this town.
It's really not.
Twice they've turned up, and twice 2 different sets of law have been...
There we go. That's my movement done.
So,
Movement.
Vince, it's over to your movement now, where you must take a pluck test. So first, we will see if he passes the pluck test.
Tense. Ooh, the suspense. The suspense.
And he doesn't.
No, I do.
Oh, because she's still on the table.
So 4.
So he
10.
passes. Now, do you choose to voluntarily scarp her, or are you going to
I
play
choose to
it?
voluntarily scarp her.
So-
I'll be honest, at this point, if I could do that thing where you put your fingers in your mouth and whistle, I would do that and go, come on girls, let's get out of here.
They've got business to run. I mean, the lawman's
Not in my
second.
town, they don't.
Yeah. So, yes, you have quite successfully moved in and taken over your town. Now, what we are going to do for a little bit of, I don't know, atmosphere, we're going to take the post-game sequence to a different room. We're going to get comfortable.
Fancy.
We're going to sit on some sofas. We're going to roll some dice. I mean, we might not sit on a sofa. We could sit on a chair. There's both. I might even sit on the floor because I'm kind of a hobo. I've got that thing going on. So, people, grab your models. Anybody that is out of action obviously needs to be put to one side. We'll go and we'll do the post-game sequence post-haste. So, guys, we are back. We are more comfortable-ish. I've not shown the book on camera this time. It still exists. It's not vanished. It's just so you guys can see the dice tray. You went through it last time, so I'm going to kind of quickly run through it because...
I've not done it.
Yes, and obviously Vince has not done it. Liam, you won that game,
did.
so we're going to go with you first. First thing we do in a post-game sequence is the injuries, and we determine the severity of any injuries for each fighter. So we're going to do all of your post-game experience, and we'll go and do all of Vince's, so that Vince can go from point A to point B without it stopping and starting. It runs like most Games Workshop campaigns from our era.
Yeah.
So first thing we do is injuries. Do you have any heroes that are injured?
I have no heroes that are injured.
But you have henchmen.
I have 1 henchman.
So this is really simple. You roll 1d6. On a 1 or 2, he's dead. He's a 6. He's perfectly fine. He just moves on with his life. That's super simple. It's a D66 for heroes, and we'll get to that if you have any that
I
are
do.
out, which I know you do. So next we work out experience. So heroes and henchmen gain experience points for surviving encounters and achieving objectives, and then see the specific scenarios. So for this one's really simple. Everybody who survived, that includes people who were taken out of action, get 1 experience point. In which you can just write 1 on your sheet, or you can colour in your little boxes. Obviously Vince hasn't got his actual sheet with him at this moment in time, so we'll have to transfer those over. But luckily we've got other sheets in which we can compare it. Now, the leader of the winning gang gets an experience point.
Yay.
Dun dun dun. And then you get an experience point for each model killed. That model who did the said killing.
Yep.
Gets it. Or for taking a model out of action, essentially.
Yeah. Norman shot someone, so he gets 1.
Yes.
Joe killed someone, so he gets a point.
Yep.
And then Lester did it, so he gets a point.
So,
and they've all gone into the little black.
And I know Vince has already worked his out, but when we go through it, we'll total up how many Vince got, just so the camera knows. And obviously the beautiful folk of Internet Land. So, when adding your experience, did any of them...
My bad.
Disaster!
Sorry about that, folks. Technical difficulties happen to the best of us.
Liam's tentacle was a bit vigorous rubbing out.
It was. It's my fault. I took my hand off the camera because I had it somewhere else, holding the book, nothing weird. So right, do any of your people, when you coloured in your boxes, go into a experience box, which is a darker shaded box.
Yes. 1
Nice.
hero and 2 henchmen.
Well, being the kind of guy I am, I'm going to run through exactly what that is. So, for a henchman, it's really easy. And you'd like to know how easy it is. You roll a d6.
So, for Joe...
He gets a 3. So, he can either give himself +1 to shooting, which is actually very handy for the game, or he can give himself +1 to fighting, which is almost irrelevant. Now, I know I phrased that in a certain way, but I don't want that to sway your opinion in what you would like to do. So, shooting or fighting?
So, I'm going to get... Joe's already on a +4 for shooting.
And a 4+.
4+, should say.
So, it would go down to
3+.
3+.
3+. Or his fight would go from a 3
to a 4.
To a 4, meaning if you were to get a draw, it would then at that point come into play as opposed to every other turn where shooting is essential.
So I'm going to give him into shooting, so he goes to a 3+.
Yes, he does. And this is why the sheet I've got is much better.
Yeah, because it's got 2 boxes.
Because it has 2 boxes, so you can have your starting stuff.
I shall reprint one of them and sort that out.
Okay, I shall send you it.
I don't have it.
All right, be that guy then. Now, do you have any more henchmen?
I have another, Mike Lester. He did.
Now, Lester will also roll a d6. And that is a 6. So, the kid done good. That's really what it says. I'm not being weird. The henchman becomes a hero. Add him to the hero section of your roster sheet. He's awarded 1 point of fame, but otherwise remains exactly the same. That's what it says. I'm not making it up. From now on, he doesn't roll on the henchman chart. Obviously, he rolls on the hero chart. But other than that, that's cool. So you got a point of fame, basically. And now he's a better class of human.
I like that the kid done good by being killed.
Yeah, he's the one that got shot.
Dang it. So, do you have any more men of hench?
I have no henchmen left.
Do you have any heroes?
Yes.
Right.
Norman.
Now, the heroes are different. They roll a d12.
Oh.
Which is 2d6.
It's not. It's a D6 to see if it's highs or lows.
Oh, no, not this one. It's not a d66. It's just...
No. If it's a D... Is it 2d6?
No, it's just 2d6.
Right, okay.
I was just making it sound dramatic. I know, it's an actual d12. Games Workshop didn't used to bust things like
3.
that out, though. So, a 3. A 2 to 4, a new preferred skill. Choose one of the skill tables specified in your posse list of preferred skills, and then roll for a new skill. You may re-roll the result if you already have that skill generated.
I have no skills yet.
You do not. This is true, but you use different charts, I would assume.
I think so.
Which
it's the Frontier book.
Let me just bring up the Frontier book for you.
Do you have any other rolling to do while he's finding that?
No, that's the last guy to do.
All right, be that guy then. Well, while we're doing that, we'll do the other final bits of your thing. It'll keep him in suspense. You know how the internet loves to be suspenseful. Oh, it's just a K. It's quite clever, really.
Are you Texas Rangers, yeah?
He is Texas Rangers. So, we've done experience. We're now on to earning loot. The posse in this...
Brawl and shoot, not savvy.
Right.
Brawling, shooting, or savvy. So, which would you prefer? Would you like a moment to look at
look at them?
Okay, I'm going to pause this now. Internet, it will be almost momentarily for you. I can guarantee with us it's going to be another 3 days. Right, so Liam has had a look now, and you've chose...
the shooting skill.
So, D6. And you got a 3. What is that skill?
Pistolier. When armed with 2 6-guns, the fighter may fire twice with in the same shooting phase. However, he may not fan either pistol at the same turn as using this ability.
Ah, yeah, because you use...
So you can make 2 shots using your 4+ to hit.
Yeah.
Rather than...
1 shot.
Or 6 shots at 6.
Yes. So that's good. It's good. So we'll next move on to earning cash while you write your skill down. You're definitely going to want to remember that skill.
Yeah.
So, income and trading. So, earning loot is really, really simple.
Has it got 2 guns?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then.
So, for this, you roll 1d6. So, as I'm telling you, you can just put your d6 to one side. Don't roll it.
Oh.
Plus 2d6 for each hero in the posse who was not taken out of action during the game. So for yourself, that was all of them?
All 3.
So you were rolling in total.
Technically 4, because he's now a hero.
He does not count. And he was taken out.
Yeah.
So you would roll that many dice.
So 7 dice.
And you will get that many dollars. Super simple.
So
Let me see if there's any
10.
more for winning. You count them up. I'm checking that.
16.
33.
33.
Yeah. So because we just played a normal mission, each mission has its own specific extra loot. We're just playing a basic shootout, so it's just whatever you rolled. So you get 33. That's still pretty good, especially in the Old West. And then, of course, the final part, that would be... so that would go to with the 5 you already have as well. So you're massively rich.
So you have $38.
So then the next bits would be trading, which is
You just write the dollars in there.
Yeah.
I know.
That
was a good roll, Vince.
So trading was hire extra men for your posse and buy new equipment and fighters, and then see the trading section. So that bit we won't do now. We'll do that bit towards the end, off camera, and then just because it's just going to be you looking through lists, going like, which model do I want, etc., etc., etc. And then once we have decided, we can come back and go, this is what you're taking, this is what your infamy now is. Make sense?
Yep. Makes
Cool.
sense to me.
Everyone's happy with that? Then we'll move across to Vince, because there's going to be lots more dice rolling.
Yep.
So first thing we're going to do, of course, is injuries.
Yep.
So we'll roll for henchmen one at a time. So the guy,
Sam
we don't
Olsen.
care if he dies. He
lives.
does not die.
Boo.
So,
So he gets an experience because he survived.
yep. Prospector Pete.
Theodore.
He,
No!
He perishes. Oh no. And then you eat the model. I eat the model.
Molly May.
Yep. Don't die. Oh, she's fine. She's very pretty. And then the next one.
So she'll get an XP.
Yes, she
and
will.
then the next one is a henchman.
Yep. So
Not a henchman, a hero.
hero. So she rolls a D66. So yep, 65. Well, that's not dead at least. Dead's the lower ends. We all know that. So put on trial. This fighter is caught by the authorities for his or her. This book, I mean,
I know.
oh, it was written in a different time. It's fine. For his or her part in what they term unnecessary bloodshed, he or she must stand before a jury, roll a d6, and reference the trial chart. 6. She's acquitted. The fighter is cleared of all charges and is released to join the posse. A 1 would have been a hanging. Yes.
Oh, then we could have played the hang scenario.
Yes, you could. And in fact, that's exactly what it suggests you do. 2 to 5, it just says you fined X amount of dollars. So nobody died except the one guy who did die. I realised halfway through saying that what I was actually saying, as I'm sure you realised. So you've already worked out your experience, but we'll talk through. So
everyone who survived gets an XP.
Yes.
Everyone who killed someone gets an additional XP for everyone they killed.
And does that put anyone up? So it's a henchman, isn't it, for you?
So it's a henchman and a hero.
Perfect.
Because heroes go up on a 2, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So we'll do the henchman first.
So Molly May, who's a henchman.
Yep. So D6.
Is she the one that shot her own person?
So for the henchman, it's just a D6, and we consult the chart. 2. +1 attack or +1 wound.
+1 attack or +1 wound.
They are his choices.
And attack is only for combat, isn't it?
Yeah, so for close... Oh, yes, for close combat, unless you have a skill that says you can shoot for each attack.
I think I'll take a second wound with that.
It
I
makes
was going to
sense.
say wounds make more sense.
So now, for the hero,
Yep.
they roll 2d6. And we consult the chart. There's lots of charts at the end.
2.
Dead. No. Sorry, force of habit. New preferred skill. Choose one skill from your specified chart.
Shooting, savvy, and moving.
Yes. So we will pause said while Vince decides to choose shooting. I mean, whatever he's going to choose.
I'm going to choose shooting.
He's definitely going to choose shooting. I think we can go straight towards you rolling a d6 on the shooting table. Mm-hmm. Good sir, roll that d6. It's a 6. Ooh, dead-eye shot. The fighter is deadly accurate and adds 1 to the dice roll to wounds when shooting. So that's good. Obviously, you know that's good. And you also know that's good.
Yes.
Because
+1 to wound.
So it's +1 dice roll, to root that. +1 to wounding, yes. Yeah. For shooting or throwing, in case you start lobbing dynamite at folk. Beautiful. So the way that would obviously work is you do strength versus toughness, and then it would be the +1 to it. It doesn't modify the actual strength. So then we would go across to income.
Yep.
So you would get 1d6.
Yep.
And then you would get 2d6 for each hero that survived, including your leader. Even if they ran away. As long as they didn't go out of action.
So I'm getting 7 dice again. Oh no, because she was taken out.
Yeah, so you'd get 5 dice.
Yes, so I would get 5, not 6.
Yeah, because you only had your leader.
Because you can only have basically 3 heroes to start, whereas outlaws can have 4. So you would roll, and you got that many donkers.
$11.
Was that enough to buy back Pete? I don't believe it was.
I do not believe so either.
But you could potentially buy back a crapper version of Pete.
No, I need 24 for replacement for Theodore.
Yes, with someone maybe named Pete.
I've got 11. So that would be an upstanding citizen who's 6 and a hand weapon. He can't even have a gun.
You could just bank it. Go down to 6 people for a game. So after that we would then go to spending said money. It seems likely that you're just banking yours for now.
Yeah.
So we'll work out your infamy at this stage. So the way infamy works is it's the number of models times 5.
Mm-hmm. So 6 times 5 is 30.
Plus your experience that you have. So you'd add up all your experience points, so including the 8 that the leader originally starts with.
So what I'll do, I'm going to do it on Battle Scribe.
Yes. Or because you can add your experience in, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
Battle Scribe's pretty good. We're not sponsored by them at all or anything, but they are really good. I even pay for the stupid extra one so I can name stuff. Because I'm that lame.
So do I.
Because you're also lame. Making me lame together, it's fine. So, do you plan on buying any new models or anything? There's a prospect of Pete just chilling.
Well, now that obviously I have a new hero,
yes,
I may recruit a new ranger with my $38.
Are rangers your lowest?
Rangers are my lowest.
Yeah. Jobbers.
No, I have a lower than a ranger.
Right. What I'll do then is I'll stop it for now while we ponder what we're doing and we work out our infamies and stuff, and then once we come back we'll have bought what we're buying.
I can have a volunteer.
Perfect. We shall work that out. Right, so we are now at the end. You have... So what did you do with your trading?
So with mine, I recruited a new ranger.
Yes, taking your roster up to 7 models.
Taking my roster up to 7 models, and then I banked my remaining money.
So you have 18
I
left
have 18
over.
money.
And your infamy is now...
54.
54. Nice. Vince, you did not buy anything.
No, I did not, because I only got $11.
Yes, and you went down a model.
Yep.
So now your infamy is...
36.
36. So next time we play, you'll ideally be playing someone of a starting level, which will most likely be Alan or Sparks. Hopefully Alan for the easy win. And you have a date with Destiny. Destiny is not the name of my gang. That sounds
My
like...
rangers are hunting for you. They have the taste of blood already.
You better not find me out in the desert doing, I don't know, whatever people do in the desert.
Cattle rustling.
Cattle rustling, I guess.
Licking armadillos.
Licking armadillos.
We have a lot of problems with people doing that at the Armadillo Ranch.
They really do. So, very quick. We're not going to go into an in-depth, but how'd you find your game?
It was good. I
Short
enjoyed
and
it.
sweet.
Yeah.
Vince?
It was a really good game. Some really good dice rolls, really good tactics. Liam's a good opponent to play against.
I always find, I'm very lucky that I always play either you two or Alan, and all three of you are really fun opponents. And if I want a challenging game, Sparks is always happy to play me at anything. So I'm quite lucky in that respect. Yeah, and it was fun to watch. Few rules queries came up, but we dealt with them fairly easily. And
But again, it's a new rule system.
Of course it is, yeah.
I mean, how many times have we played Warhammer over the years, like Warhammer Fantasy Battle over the years, and there's still rules we would have to look up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, no big deal.
But no, I mean, we're obviously 2 games into the campaign. The next game, as I said, is you and I, which is both a grudge match.
Yes.
Given that you've won one and I've won one.
I should have given my
And you and I have won one and lost one.
Yeah.
I should have named my ranger captain, given him the same second name, and it could have been brothers, and he's coming after blood for you. For killing the sheriff.
See, you've built up a narrative now. You know what you need to do next. The next person you hire is going to have that surname.
I haven't named him.
He hasn't named him.
There we go.
See. So no.
I think you mocked the fact that I had this whole narrative.
Yeah. He's like, he's always got a narrative. He does. But this is the type of thing where we always have a narrative. You get swept up in this, as you just saw, and as we saw in our last game. And I'm the same. I'm like, I can't be bothered creating like a whole like backstory, and then as I'm playing, I'm just like, well, this is a part of my backstory, and this is, and you realise you've just done it naturally. It's just ahead of the game.
Yeah, I build the narrative first and then put the models to it.
Yes, I just picked the models I really wanted to paint at that particular time, and then made you all play a game so I could use them. That tends to be what happens. Well, not just me, but quite often me. We might need to look into that. There might be, I don't know, some cult-like behaviour going on here. I don't know.
We're not a cult, we're a group of like-minded individuals.
All of this. Yeah, so I had a load of fun watching it. Obviously, these guys are going to have a load of fun watching it, so they're obviously going to hit like.
And subscribe.
And subscribe.
And tickle the bell.
Tickle the bell so you get notifications and such. Obviously, all of our social medias are down below in the description. I am pointing down below, but you can't see it because I'm focusing on a roster sheet that's upside down. Because obviously I am.
He was pointing he's between me down belows.
I always am. That's why I'm not allowed on certain buses anymore.
This is true.
This is true. I walk a lot now, though. It's good. Because I'm short, it gives me that Hobbit vibe. Yeah. But anyway, like, subscribe, share, comment down below. Let us know what you think. Obviously, I'm busting out obviously a lot recently. I don't know why.
It's just one of those great link words.
It is a good link word. So don't type obviously in the comments below. I know someone's going to now just for hilarity. Probably Alan.
As soon as it goes up, I'm going to type obviously.
Yeah, obviously. That one was deliberate though.
It's not there yet, Liam. Put the phone down.
Yeah. Liam's like, I'm just going to write that on every video. But no, as I was going to say, there was a kind of series one. It was like a pilot for Legends of the Old West, and it was mainly just Alan, myself, and my dad. So go check those out. I have been told that they're not terrible.
High praise indeed.
I have watched them. I enjoyed them.
He was the one who said not terrible.
That while Kev twists my arm.
This is true, because we know I'm pointing at my down belows. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for watching. Obviously, this has been a longer video. And obviously, you're going to come and watch the next one. Obviously. So yeah, pray the dice gods, hope to smile upon you. Everybody say toodles.
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 Toodles. Bye.